Hello everyone, it's Hara. I hope you're doing well. Okay, that's the big question, how to get social. Now, there is so much information out there in terms of guidelines of how important is Twitter, how important is Facebook, how important are all these social networking channels. But then, of course, one of the biggest questions that we normally see in our everyday basis is the simple one. How do we get started? And how do we get going? How do we get ourselves into more social enterprise, social business? Now, rule number one is that you need to know who you're going to talk to. So, you need to find your customers. You need to know who your customers are. You really need to do this homework. This is absolutely essential. Otherwise, you'll be talking to the wrong people, and therefore you won't see any return on your investment or whatever you're trying to do. So, how do you do that? Well, we talked about some of the channels that you could use, but you can do some of the simple things like check with Facebook search, Twitter advanced search as well, or you might also be using some other types of social networking tools that you might help you get you to find out actually who your customers are. And of course, in addition to that, you have got your own CRM sitting somewhere in your servers, where you can actually go and see who your customers are, and then that's the thing number one. Okay, thing number two, after you found people, after you found your customers and those groups of communities you want to engage with, the next thing to do is, as I said, engagement. You need to start engaging with people. You need to show that you're there. You need to start making yourselves active and kind of like give your voice out there, but also start supporting people that are there. So you need to start engaging as soon as you find out where those customers of yours are. Step number three, after you've started engaging with them, what you need to do then, you start contributing. You need to start to help out. You need to genuinely see what people need, what are the queries and questions and things that they have, and how you can help them out. And this, when you start to show to everyone that the reason why you're in social channels, because you want to engage with them, you want to get to know them, and then you want to contribute, you want to help. And those can be through questions, problems, all sorts of things that customers might have around you. So, contribution. Now, the fourth step is a really interesting one, is the fact of knowing how well you're doing. Now, what do you do about it? Well, to get to understand more about it, you start to measure your engagement. You need to start to see how well you're doing. Then you can't do this without having some sort of tools in place or without looking at some analytics. Now, what analytics are pretty much just the measurement tools that allow you to identify how well you're doing with your social presence. And this is the only way to see what's working, what's not working. Of course, you'll pick up on the things that are working very well or on the content that you're publishing, but not everything is obvious to you. And that's why social monitoring tools, social networking tools help you do just that. So keep that in mind. And based on the outcome that you find from your measurement tools, you design and reflect the outcome of these on your social media strategy, which we'll be covering in one of our future videos. Okay? Now, the last but not least is you need to stick around. You need to make sure that you are there because you are genuinely interested to be there. You want to help out. You can't just go, contribute, engage, and then just leave and disappear and then go back after 2 months when you've had like 200 comments, 200 inquiries, or 200 questions that people might have around you. So it's absolutely essential that you stick around and then you check on reviews or comments or feedback that you're getting from your customers. So apart from sticking around, what you also need to do, you need to do that same process from 1 to 5 that I just talked to you about again and again. So it's like a routine, it's like a cycle, it's a social cycle that you need to go through to be able to do what? To have a more social business and to get social. So I hope I answered some of the questions that you might have around how to get your business social and how to get social. So if you have any question, please let me know. Write down comments or feedback that you might have for us, and we appreciate that all. Well, thank you very much for now, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.